Well, hello, and welcome back to the tower. It's me, I'm your host, Hungry. How are you doing today? I haven't eaten yet today. These are some things that happen. It probably doesn't help that I was asleep until a little bit before the tournament, but that's how these things go sometimes. I did at least have something to drink, so that's good. These are the punishments I face for being me. Mostly it's like I'm in the mood for one thing and I'm like, oh, I can't do that right now. And that is the notification that hopefully you did your tournament. And we have to have some words when Gail shows up, because she has not been doing her tournament. And I found out, and now I am disappointed. Hey Glenn, how you doing? Hey New, how you doing? New, you were second. Hey Sar, how you doing? Hey Nick, how you doing? This is the funny thing. I'm hungry, but I'm gonna get so distracted with streaming, then by the time we're done, I'm not gonna be hungry anymore. I'm glad you did your tournament, Nick. We were very concerned. I didn't hear from you. I was devastated that you weren't gonna do your tournament. I already set up Big Tower. He's already at max range. I already got the orbs where they're supposed to be. I did everything I was supposed to. Then I get then I get this to buy 10 back. You know, go to hell, game. Or get Little Tower going, because he is also going to take forever. Where's Gale? Okay, we're gonna get everybody rocking and rolling here. Who scared Gale away? Who scared Gale away? Well, clearly I had sound playing, and maybe you heard that echo. I heard the echo. Maybe you didn't hear the echo, but I heard it. Alright, well, now we're all in the tournament. I think everything's set. Okay, we're gonna see if I actually get it right this time. It's gonna be sad if somebody was right that Gale got deleted, because that's really sad. Like, I didn't ban Gale. I would never do that to her. Even if she is, you know, a little demanding sometimes. She adds a lot of spice to the stream. Oh good, New has seen her. She'll be here. I have faith. Yeah, I was, like I said, I don't know who was in Discord, like, the reason I slept in is because my sleeping situation hasn't been great. And today, the situation resolved itself and it was great. So I just slept and slept and slept. It also helps that it's Saturday and I don't have to go to work. So, you know, that also helps with sleeping. Because when it's a work day, I have to get up and go to work, you know. I wish I could get paid for sleeping. That would be awesome. Maybe I should start sleep streaming. I think the sleep streamers are onto something. Well, oh, gems. How's everybody been doing? Obviously, my life has been extremely chaotic over the last couple days. They're at 80 right now, Virus. I don't know if that's right or not, but they're at 80. I finally did everything correctly. Like, I took the range card off. I got my other orbs to 39. Then I put the range card on, and then I put the other orbs up to 8. You know, it'd be nice if you could just put the orbs wherever you wanted. Oh, Sar's gonna ask the question. Okay. So, 443 quintillion. 154 trillion. Tower 3 is at 104 billion now. 104. Tower 4. Tower 4 is somehow not doing well. I don't get it. Tower 4 has become my most confusing tower at this point. And I don't know why Tower 4 is doing so poorly. I get distracted by all the things I have to click now. Tower 4 is 103 billion. It's really Tower 4 is doing bad with cells. Tower 5, 111 billion. And Tower 6 is 122 billion. Oh, Tower 5 was Sar's favorite tower. I forgot to say that. And Tower 6, I think, is New's favorite tower. And I don't remember who else has a favorite tower. Okay, 13 days, get the store. What do we have left? Okay, so I have to remember. Sometimes Gale just disappears for a while. Maybe she's getting maybe she's going through something. Maybe she's got something going on. She did comment. Now remember, you have to remember. Gale, you made it, Gale! We were all wondering if I made you mad. Gale, I caught you. You haven't been doing your tournament. Did you do your tournament today? Because, I mean, I checked every Gale. Because of the last stream where I got upset that you weren't doing your tournament and you were lying to me. Like, I checked, Gale. I checked every Gale on the tower. And none of them had done their tournament since, like, January, Gale. So, what's going on? Oh, the awkward silence. So, did you do your tournament, Gale? We're all... Well, wait, what? If you have a new tower, Gale, what is your new tower's player ID? Because if you have a new one, we just need to know the player ID so we can verify that you have not been lying to us. I mean, Gale, I need more information than, just it's a GC tower. I need a little bit more to go on than that. Because I guess you just pump up Chain Lightning. Do you have Chain Lightning? Like, I don't care if you made another tower account, Gale, to do something different. That's totally fine. What we care about is that, you need to do your tournament, Gale. You can't hold back on, that. That's a heartbreaker. Isn't that right, Sar? I mean, it's one of those things. Lying is only a sin when you get caught, so, you know. Wait a second. Gale, the story changed. It was, you've been busy with your GC tower, and now it's you've been busy with Idol Slayer. What is the truth, Gale? I'm not being mean to Gale. We're giving her a light interrogation for the integrity of the stream. Well, Gale, what is your player ID for the GC tower? That's what we're curious about. Because we checked the Gales that we could see, and all of them haven't been doing their tournament, Gale. Do you know how sad that made us all? Weren't we all sad, guys? And it's 443 quintillion. 154 trillion. 104 billion. 104 billion. 111 billion. And 122 billion. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, Gale, but we really need to know what your player ID is, otherwise we're, you know. But I don't have that much, Gale. I have 7 trillion. Where are you getting 16 trillion from, Gale? I have 7. Gale, are you okay? Maybe now I just need to be Oh, you meant from today's video. But Gale, what's your player ID for your new GC tower? You know how to get your player ID. Why would you avoid us, Gale? I know, Gale, we know. We're waiting very patiently. Aren't we very patiently, guys? I'm not bullying her. Wow, Sar, we're just asking questions. We're just having fun and asking questions, Sar. You'll know if I was bullying. Also, I have to check Idol Slayer. By the way, Gale, I saw that you asked... oh, okay, we didn't get that number. Archdemons and Funky Clouds. We'll go get Archdemons first. Okay, this is weird. Apparently my sound didn't work the way I wanted it to. Well, we're looking. I'm trying to look it up at the same time, but I gotta do other things at the same time. Oh, you still haven't unlocked tournaments, Gale. Well, we're not gonna see you in the tournament if you haven't unlocked it, Gale. Yes, Gale, that's a problem, because if you're doing it that way and you just don't have tournaments, then yeah, that's a problem. I don't know, is that... Oh, looks... Well, Gail, see, that's what you probably should have led with, is I don't have tournaments unlocked on my GC tower. But, you know, Gail, that hurts me that you're not doing the tournament. You know that, right? That was part of our agreement. I did, Gail. I think you're enjoying Idol Slayer more than the tower, Gail. I told you, I replied, Gail. Like, so, Gail, I had a situation at my house where I couldn't really stream. That's why I had to do the stream early the other day. And so because of situations like that, Gail, that's why I haven't done the update. I will do the update at some point in the future. Well, my situation... So, Gail, usually I have a nice and peaceful life by myself. No, sorry. I mean, if I was, how could I stream from the prison? I think Sar just has a low opinion of me. So, usually, Gail, I have a nice and peaceful life by myself where nobody bothers me. And I get to do whatever I want, because that's what happens when you're an adult and you live alone. I don't know, you know. And what changed is I had somebody... Hey, Oth, how you doing? I had some people that were staying with me, and that made it really hard to do things. Dude, I would be so happy to be on house arrest as long as I could go out and get something to eat. Hey, Joseph. So here's what happened, Joseph. I can explain this. I missed the part that Foss said I needed to max range after. And for some reason, I thought I wasn't supposed to max range. And so that's why I was doing all the short range tournaments. But it turns out that was wrong. I was supposed to actually, once you get the orb set up, because you have to use the short range to get the orb set up, I was supposed to then max the range, and then I was like, well, oh, wow, don't I feel dumb? Well, the thing is, Gail, I really need to go to eat. As I explained earlier, you were late to the stream. I haven't eaten yet today, Gail. I haven't eaten yet today. I woke up, so because of the situation that was going on, Gail, I woke up late. I mean, I didn't, well, hold on, let me go back. Because I had other people in my, and again, Gail, you have to remember, I live in a very, very small apartment. Think about the smallest apartment you've ever seen. I live in an apartment like that, so when there's other people staying with me, it makes everything a lot more difficult because there's not a lot of space, okay? For example, one of the things they had is they wanted to watch TV. And I don't watch TV. Hey, Peter, how you doing? So, like, I don't even have, like, TV channels, apparently. It's not quite at that level. It's not quite... Hey, Euro, how you doing? It's not quite at that level. New, and it's actually my apartment. I'll say this. My apartment isn't like small. My apartment is designed in a way that the space that my apartment has, a lot of it is wasted. Which is what makes me very upset, is how much space this apartment wastes. Like, it's so inefficiently laid out, you know? Like, for example, I have a giant bathroom. Like, my bathroom is almost the size of a small bedroom. And I'm like, why is my bathroom so big? Who needs a bathroom this size? I'm used to having a tiny bathroom that was like 4 foot by 4 foot. Oh, congrats, Peter. So it's just things like that just... And if you're wondering, well, why didn't you get a different apartment? And this was the smallest apartment they had at this apartment complex. And then if you're like, well, why didn't you go to another apartment complex? And well, let me tell you something about location. Like, I wanted this location. I'm not here because, you guys remember, I don't have a car. So that sort of limits my options. And this apartment complex, while it was terribly laid out, was in a great location. My favorite apartment I ever rented was 450 square foot. It was literally one big room with a very small kitchenette and a bathroom in the back. That was the best apartment I've ever had because it was so small. And like a lot of people are confused that I want such a tiny apartment, and it's like, I wanted the smallest place possible because you save money on air conditioning. That was what I noticed. Like, the larger the apartment, the more, and I like to keep my apartment cold. Yeah, it was a studio. So I like to keep my apartment cold, so I like a really small space, right? Because then it's really cheap to have, a really cold apartment. And I actually had an apartment that was smaller than that. I actually don't know, Joseph. I would assume, like, running WA wouldn't hurt. Yeah, exactly. There's less to clean. The floor is smaller. There's less to vacuum. Though new, I'm going to be honest, I outsource those tasks. I'm not a cleaning, I was never good at cleaning new. But what I used to be really good at is paying the cleaning lady to clean for me. And you guys are probably like, oh, that's so inefficient. You're paying somebody else. I was paying like $150 every like 3 months for her to come out once every 3 months. Well, I mean, Peter, it's just me. Like, how much space does just me need, I take that back. Probably my second, I'll put this as second, was where I rented a room. Okay, and I rented a room, and I had everything in the room. Hey, Rocket Man, how you doing? Oh, well, it was nice seeing you, Euro. I hope you have a great day, and happy farming, and happy Valentine's Day. And, a lot of people were like, oh, that's such a waste of money to pay for somebody else to clean. And I'm like, no, it's not. You should always outsource things you don't want to do, and I don't want to clean. That's just the nature of the game right there. You pay other people to do stuff you don't want to do. And so I didn't want to clean. So I paid somebody else to clean. And I liked it. I was actually pretty clean back then too, because I was obviously paying somebody else to clean my apartment, so it was pretty clean most of the time. But my second favorite apartment, well, it wasn't an apartment. My second favorite place I lived was when I lived in just a bedroom. It had its ups and downs because having roommates kind of sucks. But I mostly just hung out in my bedroom all the time. Well, Euro, I hope you get the stones you need, man. How do you not know how your tournament went? That's kind of funny, Euro. What, did he surprise you? So Tower 3 is already out. Yes, Gail. I didn't respond to your message, Gail, because controlling like somebody else's window. That's like really not relevant to the kind of content I do. But yes, Gail, I saw your comment about there's a stream where an entire chat gets to control a streamer's Windows 10. I did see that, Gail. I'm gonna be honest, Gail, all I can see that is ending up in criminality, you know, because somebody in the chat's gonna try to make the computer do something illegal. The justice system is not gonna understand that the person that owned the computer was not the one doing the illegal thing. And then we're gonna have, I mean, maybe that's the goal, right? To have a lawsuit, you know. Because I just know there's so many trolls on the internet. The first thing they would try to do is, you know, show something bad, go to a bad website or something, you know. That would at least be my first thought, what people try to do. I remember back in the day, if all they did was make it lag, that's pretty tame. I was expecting something so much worse, Gail. I was expecting a Lakari situation. I was legitimately expecting a Lakari situation. And if you don't know what happened to Lakari, well, that's what Google's for. Because we're not going to mention that. Outside of, you can look that up. Because what happened to him was insane. Okay, we're down to three tournaments. Well, I shouldn't say what happened to him. I should say what he did was insane. He got by Windows 11, guys. I'm surprised that all they did was make it lag, because I was expecting them to do things like terrible. Also, Gail, why did you find it so fascinating? You know, Gail, this is like me putting, Gail, this is like me taking a nice car and parking it somewhere in front of a group of people and saying, hey guys, you can do whatever you want to do to this car. Gail, do you think they're going to start, like, washing the car, and then waxing the car, and then, you know, do you think they're going to take care of the car? Or do you think they're going to, or do you think I'm going to come back to a car with no windows? Because I would think I'm going to come back to a car with no windows, no engine, no tires. You guys can do whatever you want to my car. And then I wouldn't have a car anymore. Guaranteed. There was actually... I don't know, this is a little adult for this stream. But there was actually a performance artist who did a thing called Rhythm Zero. And basically she laid out like scissors, a knife, a gun, and a bunch of things. And she was like, for 6 hours, you guys can just do whatever you want to me. And I'm sure you can imagine how that ended up. And yes, it ended up like that. And then the funny thing, well, this isn't really funny, but after the 6 hours was up, and she was like, you have to stop now, they all ran away. And afterwards, she said, yeah, I was pretty sure I was gonna die. Well, Gail, like I said, I don't know. I was actually planning to do it maybe tomorrow, but if every... Oh, damn it, I got Ray sniped. See, Gail, you distracted me. Well, we got second place, which is like, this is a lot better than I was doing, thank God. Well, I'm also doing something else at the same time I'm doing this. Damn, I got Ray. 1466 isn't a record, but how did Ray kill me? Well, I guess I didn't kill Ray fast enough. That's interesting. This is the first time I think I've died to a Ray. Which means now I need to have the nuke slow and the other slow. Because the purpose of those is to delay Rays from killing you. I can't believe I died to a... No, everybody loves Raymond. Also, Gail, did you see the change I got made in, that I got made in, Idol Slayer? Because I proposed a change, and it's in the new update. Do you know what that change was, Gail? I mean, it's not really relevant to a tower stream, but you know what? Gail wanted to go there, so we're going there. Okay. Well, second place is certainly an improvement. I certainly wasn't going to get 1767 waves. My record is 1682, which happened last time, so that is a big improvement. So, you know how we're going to celebrate this large improvement? Do we want to celebrate? It is level 8 and level 7 and level 5. Oh, this is almost done. I guess we can try doing tier 21. Especially now that I know how I'm supposed to do things. Oh, hey, the card's locked. Hey. Oh, I guess I never put another card in here. What card can I put in here? That's funny, my tournament slot. I guess we just, Wait, why isn't Wave Skip in? Why did I have Tournament 2 selected? No, it doesn't, Gail. Alright, I'm really sorry, Gail. I'm looking at my cards, and I'm very confused by my cards. I need to figure this out. Oh, son of a Bismarck. I need to just fix my cards once and for all, guys. This is unacceptable. Yes, Sar, son of a Bismarck. Have you never heard of son of a Bismarck before? So Bismarck, I thought it was a ship. Alright, I'm just mad now. Okay, so here's what we need to do. And we're going to do this for all my cards because I'm angry. Is that first, we are going to make a note of all the cards that are checked. Okay? I guess it's easier to let's make a note of the cards that we're not using. Because it's probably only like a handful of cards. And so for the farm slot, we're not using range. We're not using landmine stun. And we're not using death ray. And we're not using... Okay, everything else we're using. So now what we're going to do to fix this problem... Wait, is that right? Are there only 30... Are there 31 cards? So I used to have these in priority order. But now we're going to just put them in order of where they are on the thing. Hey Helix, how you doing? And then we're gonna do the same thing here. So, tournament. Are there only 31 cards, guys? Yeah, that looks like 31. We're not using WA, which, yeah, that makes sense right off the bat. We're not using critical coin, also makes sense. And we're not using enemy balance. Well, congrats, Helix, on getting third in copper. Well, Gale, hold on, Gale. I need everybody to hold the hell on for a second here. Because if you can't tell, Gale, I'm doing something very important with my cards. So if you don't understand what I'm doing, it's that I've learned after playing this game for a long time, the best way to have your cards set up is to have them in order of the way they scroll. And like, so the original way I did it is I put the cards like in priority order of what I would have, what cards I would have. But now we have so many card slots, it's like, I don't want to do it that way anymore. Oh, wait. We aren't using weak or enemy balance and crit coin. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So no enemy balance, no critical coin. No wave acceleration. Then what the hell are we doing with Tournament 2? Now, Farm 2, I know what we are doing here, so hold on. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, it makes it just so much, it's so much more organized to do it this way. Okay, so no range card. Oops, I did that backwards. No landmine stun and no death ray. And then we take off Area of Effect, because Area Effect's like a wild card, and then I put Death Ray on. I would actually like to have a... Hey, Justin, how you doing? I would actually like to have more card presets, because I would like to have a preset for Death Ray. I would like to have a preset for Landmine Stun. And the reason being is I only put these cards on when we have a mission for that card. So now we come to Tournament 2. Which... I have so many card slots now, I'm not even sure why there was a Tournament 2. You see how crazy this is? Like, this is why I tell people when you want to talk about what cards you have, you don't even bother to scroll the top, just scroll the bottom down here because the cards are in the same order. So we're going to set it up the same way, because we're not going to have enemy balance, we're not going to have critical coin, and we're not going to have wave acceleration. And I really don't understand why we would have a second tournament spec at this point, because we have all the cards that we need. 28 out of 28. So they're really, I don't need a second tournament spec anymore. And then, of course, we have to have cardless for the event that requires you to be cardless. So, Gale, that we are going to go back to pushing tier 21 now. I just had to solve that. So, could you check... Does everybody agree with what I did? Or, I guess a better question is, does everybody understand why I just did what I did? Okay, that's good. Okay, Sar. I just got confused what cards I had. And to me, it's easier to do the cards in the order. So see, now what we're going to do, we need to take the range card off, right? The range card is off. We can now adjust to the workshop orbs with their appropriate place of 39. We can now put the range card back on. We can then max range. We can then adjust the extra orbs to be at 80. We have now done our adjustments. Now, if only they had an auto perks that was a specific... Okay, that's amazing. I hit 2 of the mimics in the chest hunt, and then I clicked the wrong thing because I'm in a rush, and I click a 3rd mimic. That's amazing. And I don't get a sucker punch, by the way. If I got a sucker punch, that would have been a GG. I just like to have the cards in the order of the list because then it makes it much easier, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure I already did that with Little Tower because I was trying to decide what I had. So anyways, I used the wrong card setup, but it's okay, you know. Oh, we're DDing. Okay, well, then we actually... we didn't DD hard enough, I guess. Wow, Amplify Bot is, like, huge. He's been really, like, growing a lot. He, like, covers, like, so much of the screen. He's so big. Also, I have to get Death Wave kills. Oh, wait, okay, everybody is done with the tournament over there, okay. Alright, yeah, we can just stop doing this for now. Okay, because they need to do a tier 10 cardless run. Well, Sar, what didn't you understand? I wanted to organize my cards. And I wanted the cards to be organized in the way they appear. So, Helix, if you use Black Hole Digester, your free upgrades give you more coin bonus. It just, yeah, okay, so I'm glad you... I used to have them in the other order, which made a lot of sense when you didn't have so many card slots, but now it's like, I have too many. I guess, honestly, I don't even need a Tournament 2 spec, and I could take that out. At some point, I feel like we need another card slot. I feel like we need another card slot now, because what if I wanted to use the range card, you know? Yeah, so it's all about, like, if you don't know what Black Hole Digester does, I can show you. It's for farming. Right here. So, temporarily get 10% extra coins per kill bonus for each free upgrade you got on the current wave. So the whole purpose is... am I ready for what, Gale? I mean, I was born ready. So it's just for farming to get more stuff. You're probably not at that point, Helix, because you just completed Copper, so Black Hole Digester is like a ways away. Do you have modules unlocked even, Helix? I mean, you probably do because you beat Copper, but... What do I need to be ready for, Gale? Are you going to hack my computer? Well, Gale, here's the thing. We talked about this, Gale, and... What if I go get something to eat after this stream, and then I just come back and stream Idol Slayer? Because I do need to get something to eat. I haven't eaten. Like, I had a muscle milk before stream, but that's not really like food. I mean, that works for you, Gale, but what about everybody else? Because I know I can already feel how eager everybody is to see the Idol Slayer update. It seems like, guys, you're looking more forward to that than you are the tournament we're currently doing. Which, the tournament is sad, but the tournament will live. There will always be another tournament. Hey, son, how you doing? So, I got second. So, son, the issue was I was supposed to not use a short range for my tournament. I didn't realize that. I asked Faust what I was supposed to do, and he said, oh, well, you're supposed to set your orbs up so they're into your space displacer mines, and then you max your range. Yeah, why are you so excited by that stream? We're here playing the Tower, your favorite game. Like, Gale, I mean, it's great that somebody, like, decided to open their Windows 10 up to the internet. And I'm surprised that they didn't just immediately have the PC explode, but, you know. Apparently she does not. I think it's because, Gale, you're playing a GC build. And nobody likes a GC. Like, GC build is just tough. Hey, AK, how you doing? So, regardless... Like, the problem was me. I am sitting in second place now. So, things improved dramatically. I don't even know, I don't remember what were the heats this tournament? I didn't pay attention. Okay, well this will finish this off, I think. Do I need to do this? No, I'm confused. Oh, there goes a mimic. There's the second mimic. Okay, we're done. Oh, apparently I did need to do that. Alright, that's fine. Let me turn that off. Okay, 4 minutes and then go get the Funk Lords and be done with that. I need to at some point post another light. You know, I'm gonna do that now because we haven't done it in a while. Like a long while. They aren't exactly lined up, but that's pretty good. I got a good bracket this time, AK, finally. Finally, AK, we're back. I was actually concerned this bracket was going to be terrible because I queued up at a different time. Damn! I saw Code Bull. Code Bullet's insane. Wait, somebody deleted something they said. Yeah, if I had your bracket, usually I would be like, I would say my average used to be. I used to be a like 4th to, I would say, 6th place player. It was pretty consistent before the update. And that was because, I guess the answer actually was because of how good skips were. I joined like, I don't know, like 2 hours before the tournament ended. It was actually like not a great time I thought to join, but I was like, well, whatever, we need to get this started. Usually I try to join like in the middle of the night. But it can't be too middle of the night because if it's too middle of the night, Europe's woken up. And so like, it's sort of weird because you have like, the way I understand this game works, well, like, the way I understand time zones work, right? Is, the way time zones work is like, if you, obviously there's a lot of people that just queue up when the tournament opens, right? There's a bunch of people that do that, but when the tournament opens, it's actually can be at like midnight for, it's like, wait, it's at midnight now in Europe, isn't it? Well, that's the gamble, New. I don't really, I'm not a gambler like that. So, if you join at the beginning of the tournament or shortly after the tournament opens, so right now the tournament starts in Eastern time at 7 p.m., right? So if you look at that, it's 4 p.m. in Pacific time, which is where the rest of America is. So you basically have about 3 hours where everybody's getting home from work and joining the tournament, right? Because a lot of people just, you know, they don't have the luxury of choosing when to do the tournament. It's like, I got off work, I'm not going to be home before the end of the tournament. I need to join the tournament, right? So you have a lot of that. So there's a lot of people that just join the tournament as soon as they are basically able to, especially on a Wednesday, because they work on Thursday and they can't do the tournament during the day on Thursday. So you have that wait. Then there comes a point where all those people have started their tournaments, and basically it's late enough where Europe has gone to bed, right? So there's like this twilight of tournament time that's sort of after everybody got in. It's going to be too late for a lot of people to get in if they have work tomorrow. And then that's a potential spot that you can join, right? And then that spot only works so long until Europe starts waking up, because once Europe starts waking up, some people do the tournament when they wake up in Europe. So you have kind of that window going, right? And again, they can join, and again, it's one of those things. If you wake up and join the tournament, you don't have to do the tournament right away. You just have to join the tournament at a good time. And so then, like, obviously, once Europe wakes up, then it's not too much longer before America wakes up, and then it's like, you know, then there's also lunchtime. So lunchtime is when I notice a lot of other people join the tournament. And you're like, well, when's lunchtime? Well, lunchtime starts at, I don't know, I guess noon in Europe. And so, like, you have this lunchtime when people join the tournament during lunch, which basically is there's a pretty, what I notice is a pretty big amount of people that join what appears to be at lunchtime. Now, whether they're like second shift workers or they're actually first shift workers that they're going to lunch, like I don't know that, but I notice that. And so that goes on. So lunchtime to me starts at like, it's hard to do this because we really need to do this in one time zone. It's difficult. But anyways, so like you have like a lunchtime thing. And so lunchtime sort of runs because, again, like Pacific time is all the way, lunchtime is like, you know, pretty late, right? We have a pretty wide window from GMT -8 to GMT, you know. And then I noticed, like, once you get out of the lunch rush, there's the second lull. And the second lull basically lasts until people are like, oh crap, it's 30 minutes to go, I need to do my tournament. So, yeah. I mean, the thing is, AK, it's like super difficult to put into words, right? Probably the best way to do it is like up to 3 hours after tournament, everybody I would say once tournament opens, 2 to 3 to 4 hours after that, everybody's kind of dogpiling in to try and just get in the tournament because they don't have time to do it. So, okay, well, from what I understand, son, bro, you can't just get wall. You know, I mean, to be fair, it's been a while since I unlocked wall on Big Tower. But from what I understand, you don't just unlock the wall and wall is good. To be fair, that's what I did on Big Tower because I didn't understand. Actually, I haven't, Gale. I've been trying to get my skips up for Little Tower, Gale. That's, like, if you watch the video, Gale, I'm kind of disappointed now. You would know that I was like, hey, I need to get my skips up, and then we're going to work on workshop enhancements. And I literally did that, and Gale, you don't pay attention to my episodes. I'm very sad now. But anyways, so, like, what I understand about wall is you have to do research. Right, but you have to do the labs, Sumbro. Little Tower is not ready to do the labs for wall yet. I'm still trying to finish up. Here's the labs that Little Tower is working on. Obviously, he's doing lab speed because I'm not insane. And he's doing coins per kill bonus because I like econ. So I want to get banned perks to level 6. I can afford getting it to level 6. And then I'm about to finish the Golden Tower bonus, which you would think is the last econ lab I need to do, but it's not, because I have to do the 2 Golden Bot labs. And so I have to swap in the other Golden Bot lab here, Golden Bot duration. And then when I finish my ban perks lab, then we have the other, well, actually it's going to be the skip labs are next. So we have attack skips to do, then we have the health skips to do. These should be pretty quick. We're going to see, Gale. We're going to see. And so before I even start doing the wall, I need to do the attack skips, the health skips, the drop chances, the reroll. I need to start reroll shards, and the daily mission shards. Well, Sunbro, this is how I'm choosing to do it, right? Like, I want to do it this way. I get it that I could just say, oh, do the wall labs now. Sure, I guess. I'm going to finish all the econ labs first. That's just how I want to do it. Like, because the thing is, like, these labs suck too. It's not, well, maybe this doesn't suck as much as I thought. I thought these were going to be a lot longer. I don't know. My point is I was trying to finish all the econ labs. That was my goal anyways, to finish the econ labs. I didn't think I was doing too bad. Well, yeah, that's why the shard labs are coming up too, son. So like, Sunbro, that's what I was saying. Like, as soon as I finish my econ labs, I have everything in priority of me gonna do it. Is then I do the skip labs, because I think the skip labs are pretty quick. And then I have the rare drop chance and the common drop chance. I'm pretty sure I was going to do common drop chance first, then rare drop chance. And then, like, these aren't in perfect order, because I have to basically then commit to doing these labs over here for the shards, right? And I don't think I have shatter shards unlocked. And then, once I get, like, all this out of the way, like, I have module coin costs. I'm not going to do this right here. I'm going to move that back. We aren't doing that right there. And same thing with spotlight missiles, that can be moved back. You can be moved back. I don't need you. Yeah. Then I was putting, like, the EHP labs in here. Orb speed. I don't need orb speed, I don't think, right now. And then I had the wall labs in here. Oh, hey, we got a new high wave of over 300. Honestly, oh, hey, we get some gems. How about that? Oh, no, we don't get that. That's pretty nice. So we actually made some progress. That's nice. Okay, now we're gonna go farm. Oh no, we're gonna do the death wave. How do I do the death wave thing again? Oh, right, with the range card. I mean, I'll get to them when I get to them. Wait, what? Which one of the... Isn't the only good one out of tier 21 the skips one? I thought the rest of them weren't that good. Yeah, ELS is the only one. Yeah, ELS would help me a lot. But I'm not ready. I'm not that I'm not ready. I just can't make it there. But yeah, so Little Tower, like, it's true I probably could shuffle my labs differently on Little Tower. I don't know. I'll be honest, I find playing the game again super irritating. Wait, did they fix that? Did they patch that? It looks like they patched it. It used to move the death wave thing. It doesn't anymore. The death wave ring doesn't move anymore. I noticed Flamebot was killing everything. No, it didn't stick. Oh well. No, Gale, we're just doing this for the achievement, or the event mission. We're just doing it for this. Anyways, what I was trying to say about the other thing is, the game is just very, very irritating. Irritating is not really the right word, is that there's, like, I want to just finish certain labs and move on to the other part of the labs, but as a new player, the game has so many labs that are in the way, it's just getting so annoying. So I don't die. You're probably right. I could, oh, you should go do some wall. I probably could. And it's like, but I want to finish these other labs first, and the game just pisses me off with the way it is, like that. But yeah, that's so. But the short answer is that's why I don't have, why I don't have the wall, because I want to get. I was hoping I could finish all the econ labs, and I was really excited because I was almost done with all the econ labs. And then I realized I hadn't finished the 2 golden bot labs. And I'm like, well, let's go do the 2 golden bot labs, and then I'll be done with all the econ labs. And that's what I've been trying to do, is just finish all the econ labs. And then, once I have finished all the econ labs, then I have to do all the module labs, which I think at least 2 of the module labs aren't too bad. I don't remember how bad the Daily Shards one is, but I was going to get all those out of the way. Then, once I got all of that out of the way, then I was going to work on the wall. And it has just been taking forever. Well, I mean, Sunbro, like, the early game, at least for me, my early game, I felt like econ was the most limiting thing. And so that's why I focused on econ. Because it was like, it at least to me felt super limiting, and you make a lot of progress just by focusing on econ, in my opinion. At least that's what I feel like. But I also decided to do other things in the game early. Like, I wanted to get my auto picks to a certain point where I didn't have to worry about them. If I'm going to do the wall, I need to get at least one more auto perk level 2. Because I'm not going to, like, micromanage that. That's just not going to happen. And honestly, after looking at... It's actually what it is. What it actually is, Sunbro, is that the amount of stones you get now... Yeah, there's also not really, like... I'll also say this, like, to me, the fact that I can't queue up labs, I can only automatically continue the next level of the same lab. The fact that I can't queue up labs means I tend to just want to do labs until they finish. Because, I don't know, it's just, the other way's annoying. Now you made me wonder if I should just stop and just start doing the wall labs or something. And then leave those other labs incomplete. I don't know. I was trying to just be systemic about things and just go down the list. Oh no, the other 4 towers, they're much easier because they're broke. So my other 4 towers, they don't have the 2x. Oh, they finished their tier 10 thing. They don't have like a lot of the bonuses and stuff. So I don't really have to worry like about them as much. Because their game is just so slow. That's the thing with Little Tower to me. The game is... Like, the thing is, like, when I played the game originally, the game was so slow with how you unlocked ultimate weapons and stuff like that, that the priority, like, if you unlocked a new ultimate weapon, you basically could prioritize doing all the labs for it right away, because the game was so slow. Oh, I'll get to the shard labs when I get to them. I'm not like super worried about those. Because the thing is, it's all going to be technically irrelevant once you get the recovery package mastery. Okay, so that's done. But, you know, like Big Tower, when modules came out, it was much like I had all the econ labs done. So it was very easy to say, oh, okay. Well, now I can go do this other thing. It was much like as a new player, it's much harder. And actually, I'm running into the problem on Little Tower where I'm actually like unable to spend the shards I have, which I've already started hitting that, which to me is wild. What do we want to do here? We'll do tier 6. It's not really uncomfortable. It's just you have so many conflicting priorities that it's like, how, like, you know, I guess part of how I'm playing it is rather than focus on strictly optimizing it, I'm just at the point of like, all right, well, we're just going to finish this section of the game, then we'll do the next section of the game, then we'll do the next maybe it won't be the most efficient, but as long as, you know, it's like I guess part of my thing is like, as long as I keep playing, I'll just keep making progress, and it's not a big deal. I mean, I got to that point already with these new labs they let us have that just take forever. Like, I'm finally over halfway done with just this assist module lab. And this one is getting, I think this one might be halfway done. And then I still have a lot to go. But when I get those 2 labs done, that will be very nice. Just having both the generator researches done, I'll be so happy when those are done. Because that's when my labs will start to finally unclog a little bit. Because I still have the cannon damage to do, the core damage to do, which I had to put off because I was doing attack speed and I was doing energy net mastery, which are both getting close to being done. At least one of them's close to being done. And then once I get those done, then I pull the core and the cannon damage. And then when my generator gets done, I'll pull the armor substat and the armor other one in and start doing those. And so then I'll just, then, you know, slow, you know, and then by the time I get to that point, they're going to have another update with more labs to do, and I'm going to be annoyed again. I was actually really happy, Sumbro, because there was a time in this game when you could just do filler labs because it had been so long from the content. Oh, is it 21? I thought it was 22. That's good. At least I'm halfway on 2 of them. I couldn't remember if it was 21 or 22. Also, part of why I've been trying to do Little Tower this way is because I assume there's going to be a point where I'm going to get like this huge spike because I have all the econ and everything done, and then I'm going to start doing these other labs, and it's just going to be this huge spike for him. At least that's what I'm hoping. If it doesn't happen that way, it doesn't happen that way. But the thing is, at least I can be satisfied that all these labs are done. I don't even remember when does Shatter Shards, where does Shatter Shards come from? Tier 16. I mean, to be fair, I'm not even optimal on my big tower. I just pump econ because I like econ. I honestly dislike how much tournaments have shifted away from econ. It actually makes me kind of sad, but... No, actually, Sumbro, I actually try to keep them all the same. Honestly, I keep them all the same, and that's even to the detriment of some of the towers. Because, for example, like Tower 6 got his 4 ultimate weapons, Golden Tower, Death Wave, Golden Tower, Death Wave, what was the other one? Golden Tower, Death Wave, Black Hole, and Spotlight right away. So he had them all, but I still saved up the 800 stones on him, even though he had the perfect setup, so that they could all draw the next ultimate weapon together. So I kind of keep them in sync like that. And honestly, Sumbro, like, it's also for my sanity. Like, I can't... I couldn't imagine having 4 different tower styles and trying to keep track of who's who. I mean, Gale, there's just... This is also, Sumbro, why I always talk about, like, the game needs to add a 6th lab slot, because I feel like new players... There's just too many different labs that new players need to do. And there's just you need to, I honestly am at the point where I think we almost need a 7th lab, to be extremely honest with you. It's not really a problem. Like, at least I don't consider it a problem, because really, you guys got to remember, the goal of Towers 3 through 6 is not to optimize, like, I'm not trying to optimize multiple different tower specs and really compare them against each other. I mean, I'm doing that a little bit on accident. But really, the goal for Tower 3 to 6, that goal was so that, Sumbro, that I had people that could fill my guild up. Like, Tower 3 through 6 came about because I was like, I don't like recruiting for a guild. Why would I recruit for a guild when I can just make another account that can fill the slot in the guild? So that's really what Tower 3 through 6 are. And because we have 2 guilds and we were just like always just a little short. And so like Tower 3 through 6, like that was their main goal, was to be an active guild member. The sub goal was to do the tournament and join the tournament so that we create more Legends brackets. And the sub goal was, let's cross compare a little bit about how different unlocks change things. So those were the 3 goals with them. It was never my intention to be like, okay, I'm going to compare a GC tower to an EHP tower to a this tower. That was never like in the cards of something I would want to do. I do see the value in people doing that. I'm just not that person. So for me, since their goal is really to fill slots in the guild, and again, to fill slots in the guild, the goal is to be active. And to be active in a guild, the goal is to be able to farm tier 1 and do a lot of waves in tier 1 without me having to intervene a lot, right? That's fundamentally how we define activity in this game, is being able to complete your missions, right? And the easiest way to complete your missions is if you have a tower that can enter a tier and can last a long time in that tier, even if that tier is tier 1. Well, I keep them in sync because it makes it easier for me. It's easier for me if they're all doing the same researches. It's easier for me to keep track of things if they're all going the same direction. That's what I mean by keeping them in sync now. Again, there was a few, like the biggest thing I did was doing that handicap, which handicapped Tower 6, but now that handicap is gone now because they all went and looked at their next one. And even though Tower 5 does not have Spotlight, we're just not doing the Spotlight coin research, so they're kind of indirectly in sync with that. And then it's once I get all of them down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds on their cooldowns, then Tower 5 is going to start saving up to try and draw Spotlight, and the rest of them will just continue to work on their cooldowns and stuff like that. But yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, the goal was not to really do a bunch of different specs in different ways. The goal was to really have 4 extra accounts that I could slot into the guild to keep it so we have 30 active players in the guild. That was the top priority. And again, the sub priority of that was to say, you guys need to be able to farm a lot of waves without interruption. So that's just, okay, you need to be EHP and be able to farm a lot. The good news is they're achieving those goals, which is nice. I wasn't trying to do a challenge, like, for example, like what other people do, which is like, do a challenge to try to get into Legends as quick as you can, or stuff like that. I wasn't going to do that, and even Little Tower's not going to do that. Little Tower, for me, was just discovering, like, how does early game play? And being like, oh, wow, this sucks. Oh, wow, you have to choose from all these different labs? Oh, that sucks. That's really what that's been. And, you know, to be fair, it has succeeded at that. It has 100% succeeded in that. Because I really have learned how much early game sucks. And it sucks in terms of you have so many priorities, and it's very hard to prioritize. Well, it's actually, at least for me, Sumbro, like, it's shifting, I would say, fairly quickly, right? Because again, it's been about half a year with Little Tower. Oh shoot, damn it, I didn't use demon mode. Well, I used it. It was too late, but I used demon mode. How about that? It doesn't annoy me, Gale. What annoys me is we just don't have enough lab slots for Little Tower. Like, I feel like we need a 6th lab slot for new players. So it doesn't really annoy me that there's so many researches. It's just like Sumbro's right. Like, I should be prioritizing things differently. But it is annoying. Like I guess the broader thing I'm trying to say is the fact that I can't come in here and queue up different labs makes it annoying. And if I could queue up different labs, well, obviously I wouldn't change lab speed, but if I could, all right, I wouldn't really, I don't know that I would change coins per kill bonus right now, but the idea is, if you can't queue up different labs, yeah, it's a little over 6 months, Gale, thank you. It makes, at least for me, since I can't say, like, oh, do like 4 ranks of, and I don't know that this is the right solution, but let's just pretend. Since I can't do something like do 2 ranks of defense percent, and then do 4 ranks of health, and then do 1 rank of defense percent, and then 4 ranks of health. Since I can't do something that way, and the only way this game works with labs is keep doing the lab you're doing, that's why my habits tend to be formed around keep doing the lab. Just keep doing the labs you're doing until you're done. That when you finish that lab, we'll switch it and bring a new lab in. And that's like my response to the way the lab queue system works. I mean, I was honestly surprised that they went with this auto lab implementation over a lab queue where you actually queue up and pick your own labs to go next. But, you know, I don't, you know, it is what it is. I don't make the, if I made decisions for the game would be a little bit different. I don't remember what these, because I need to do this for Little Tower. Only because I need to get, no, congrats, Fuzzy. I did not get any keys on Little Tower. He got 17. Which is 50 stones. I'm not mad about 50 stones. Hey, Rubber, how you doing? It actually did go well. We're sitting at 2nd. Yeah, honestly, Sumbro, I don't know that I could do the amount of towers I have without, I mean, I could do it. Huh? Wait, Gale, what are we talking about here? No, we're not disabled. Like, Gale, I'm intentionally doing this to finish the Death Wave mission. That's the only reason we're doing this. Oh, okay. Well, no, Gale, we're trying to finish the Death Wave mission. I do agree that there are certainly more optimal choices. No, I don't want to turn on Black Hole, Gale, because then they won't just crash into Death Wave. We want them to crash into Death Wave like they're doing. If I do Black Hole, they're not going to crash into Death Wave. We want them to crash. How am I? Oh, right, interest. I'm like, how am I already at 1,800 waves? Oh, yeah, interest run. Yeah, well, they'll die to my black hole. Let's see. Delete those two. Oh, we can delete this one. Yeah, so I got... This one doesn't count because I had to end it to join the tournament. When did I join the... I joined the tournament at 15 or 1723. So I almost got 400. Oh, I might have to save this one. This is almost 400. So I almost got up to 400 quadrillion an hour, which is, I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, it does percent damage, and if I actually, like, I can actually get a 50-second black hole. No, Gale, we're not farming tier 1, Gale. Like, don't nick me. We're not doing... As soon as the Death Wave mission is complete, Gale, we are leaving tier 1. We're gonna go back and farm like normal people. The funniest thing was, well, it wasn't really haha funny. It was that the run tracker we use... Oh, okay. Oh, right, I still have landmine. Well, anyways. The funny thing is that the run tracker we use... Why would I push tier 15 for Valentine's Day, Gale? Valentine's Day is the 14th. It doesn't work anymore, Penguin. I tried it multiple times. At least it wasn't working for me. I tried it like multiple times because I took the I had the card on. We have the Death Wave ring, right? And we should be able to now take the card off. And when we do, the ring is still there. It doesn't move like it used. Oh wait, maybe it did move a little bit. Oh, wait a second. You know what it is? Hold on. It does still work. I just didn't see it because I forgot to move my orbs back in. No, it actually... So the issue is... Like, the issue is, Penguin, why it wasn't looking like it worked is because I'm not at max range. If you look at it now, it is actually correct. It actually, the wave is out further than my orbs. Alright, hold on. Now I have to change, put the card on again. Hold on. Okay, now I should be able to take the card off. And now it clearly works. It was a range issue. That's fine. That'll be better. My bad. I couldn't see it because of how small the range was. Hey, Sigma, how you doing? Why is that a phone number in my chat, Sigma? That looks like a phone number, Sigma. What is that? Oh, ICQ, okay. Well, this will be a little bit faster now. Yeah, we're about halfway. And the little ones are doing tier 6 because they've never pushed tier 6. No, Gale, no. How many times do I have to tell you no, Gale? We are not doing that. Gale, have you met Nick? Do you remember Nick, Gale? Hey, Sar, take a screenshot of Gale asking me to farm tier 1 and ping Nick about it. Nick asked me the same thing. Why don't you farm tier 1? You should keep farming tier 1. Gale, I miss it when you used to do the tournaments. I hope you do, Gale. Wait, what? Benz? Well, Penguin, no, Nick just hasn't been at the stream, Penguin, that's all. Like, we haven't gotten rid of Nick or anything. I think Nick's interest in the tower has diminished, though, because he hasn't been around very much. But don't worry, I pestered him about making sure he did his tournament. I did it twice. I pinged him twice, Fuzzy. And the second ping, he at least got into the tournament. Thank you, Sar! Woo, woo! Nick, do your tournament! Nick, do your tournament! Woo, woo, woo! We got him in the tournament today. Yeah, well, we got him in, though. No, I was never able, for whatever reason, to get the infinite runs to go, so it was, you know. I have auto restart, though, so, like, infinite runs, like, weren't too big a deal, like, not being able to do one. Because I was still able to do the auto run, so it wasn't, like, that bad. Okay, so my metric is, hey, Cuxon, how you doing? I'm trying to get to Legends, probably, which I don't think is realistic, in 2 years. I'm hoping, and so I have 18 months to try to make it to Legends. I don't know that I'll make it. Oh, well, today was a good day. So, for Big Tower, we got second place because I got a good bracket. And then for Little Tower, he didn't do super great, but not super bad either. He got 17th place, which I don't even know. Like, obviously, he's done better. He got 11th and 13th and 12th, and he didn't get his max waves, but he did okay. I am at least happy with what I have achieved, which is all that matters. I'm also happy, like, I've gotten things done on Little Tower, like I have maxed the Death Wave cell bonus and stuff like that, so I'm happy about that too. No, Gale, we will not be doing that. We have completed our mission, Gale, and we are moving to turn things back on and resume normalcy. Alright, now we can go farm. Though, Gale, I do appreciate you looking out for me. What am I looking for? Okay, farm bots. Okay, we didn't change the Guardian. Switch back to farm spec. Oh, can I spend? I need to compute. 25 times 176 is 4.4. So I can spend. What will we get? We'll get some more coin bonus. I'm honestly wondering if I should grab... not yet. It's more expensive than I thought to grab. Nope, I almost went to the wrong one, Gale. Weren't you excited? Okay, so we took the range card off. We're going to put Death Ray back on. We're going to switch back to Farm 1. Okay, this is where the real problem begins. Havoc Bringer's assist, yes. Black Hole Digester. And then finally, my farm dim core. I hope we get another core banner soon. I had to spend 20,000 gems or something like that during the core banner to get it. I was very happy and thankful to get it, though. Okay, we should be ready to farm. I mean, that is... Actually, that's about right. I know you're asking me a question, Gale. Like, hold on. Gale, I had told you multiple times, Gale, we are not farming tier 1. I don't know how many more times I can say that, or how much... See, I made 800 billion coins per hour, which is just terrible, Gale. I don't know how many different ways I can express that, Gale, that we're going to farm tier 18 like normal people because I need to make more coins. But, Sumbro, I thought the expectation was you had to spend 9,600 to get a specific one of the modules. So spending 12,000 and getting one copy is close to the expected. But the thing was, for me, I had already had like a Mythic Plus Dim Core, I think. Wait, was it Mythic Plus or was it like Mythic Plus with some extra? I don't remember exactly. I'm almost positive it was already like at least Mythic Plus, which I don't even know how many, I don't even know how many Dim Cores. I think I had Mythic Plus with already a Dim Core Epic Plus and a Dim Core. Like, I think I was like 3 out of 4 before it was Ancestral or something like that. Well, that was the point, Sumbro. You aren't supposed to hoard gems. You're supposed to buy them from the store. So, I'm trying to take them to 30 rubber because to me they're really important. But it's going to depend a lot on like you trying to hit specific breakpoints. And if you're trying to hit specific breakpoints, the labs are just there to help you get to that breakpoint, and then you would change and do something else. So for example, let's say that I wanted to get 2 extra death waves, which the breakpoint for that is 67. So it would only really be worth, and again, we're being very hyperbolic here, like, and not focusing on other benefits that would happen, right? So, yes, 6-7, Gale, thank you. So in that scenario, it may be worth stopping the lab when you get it to 6-7 for like the core substat. I would say core substat is one that you just take to 30. Same thing, like it's hard for, like, I'm not a good person to ask Rubber because I want everything maxed out. Because for me, I would want to take things all the way. Well, Sumbro, I know how irrational that sounds when you put it that way, but that's what the game developers want us to do. They want you to dispose of $2,000 to them so that you get enough I mean, like, that's the conflict with games like this, right? The developer's goal is for you to dispose all of your disposable income to him using creator code Zaerdin, of course, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Zaerdin. The problem is, for us mere mortal humans, disposing of $2,000 to get an ancestral dim core is, well, that's my rent every month. So, you know, it's hard. It's hard and not hard to choose. Do I pay my rent or do I buy $2,000 worth of gems? But they want us to, you know, spend our rent money on gems. Just so you know, that's the design of the game. I probably should have pushed on Little Tower, but it's too late now. No more tier 1 farming. We were just doing the event. I mean, Sumbro, I was just lucky that the way the banners happened, I was already hoarding to save up for something else, and then those banners dropped. I'm like, oh, at least I can afford to drop the 20,000. I don't remember how much I dropped. At least I can afford to drop this many gems on it because I already had them saved up. Well, Glenn, thank you for watching and happy farming, and I hope you have a great evening, Glenn, and sleep well. And yes, please like the stream. It does help out a lot. Gosh, why am I tired? I slept so much today. Oh, because I haven't eaten anything. I mean, that's one of those things. If I was even like that level of rich, I wouldn't want a yacht. I don't even want a car. Like, to me, once you achieve a certain level of wealth, it's like, why would I want to own a car? A car is a depreciating asset. I should want to just be able to rent a driver and have them depreciate their car. Which is basically Uber. Star, is that what we want to do? Do we want me to go get dinner and then do the Idol Slayer stream? You're not Sar, Gale. Because if so, I'll end the stream right now and then... Oh. I mean, I'm fine with doing it. I just know, Sar, it's late for you, so I wouldn't want you to miss the stream. But the thing is, Sumbro, if I am that level of rich, like, why would I want to have and own the car to maintain it in the first place? Why wouldn't I want to just externalize that and be like, you know what? You're going to maintain the car, you're going to do that, and when I want to go somewhere, I will call you. At least that's just my philosophy on it. It's like, I would rather have I would rather have Uber and use Uber as, like, you know, use Uber indiscriminately as a rich person than maintain my own Uber service. Which, that's effectively what I'm asking. That is correct, Gale. So, Fuzzy, so many people have taken that out of context, and I dislike that. And again, what they said... Exactly, I don't spend my time on car maintenance. I don't spend my money on car maintenance. I just pay for when I need to be taken somewhere. And yes, that is more expensive than owning and maintaining my own car, but I don't have to do that. So Fuzzy, that is so taken out of context, it drives me nuts when everybody brings that up. Because the purpose of that quote was that if we could solve the transportation problem, as a society, it makes more sense to build products that are durable and long-lasting. And if we build durable and long-lasting products, the goal is for you not to have to own every single little thing, but instead be able to pay to borrow the thing when you need to use it. And from a resource allocation perspective, assuming we solve the transportation problem where we have cheap transportation, it absolutely makes more sense to have a society built around sharing things than everybody owning a copy of a thing. And the fact that so many people have taken that quote so out of context actually drives me up the wall, because the goal is to conserve our physical resources to make durable products that last a long time, that are commercial grade. I mean, it's an idealized thing. It's unlikely to happen. But it is an idealized thing. And it's actually not impossible to achieve. What we are functionally describing already exists in some capacity, and it's called the library. Because the entire purpose of a library is to buy books, and you borrow books from the library rather than trying to own every book in the world. Oh yeah, Little Tower needs to get their gems. And I mean, fundamentally what it is saying is we should invest in libraries so they can do things more than lend books, right? And there actually are countries where their libraries have all sorts of non-book related things that you can, like, borrow. I mean, I can see, Fuzzy, that in the future there is a... And again, it's not eating bugs. You're not eating bugs directly. The goal is to use bugs as a form of protein and use that as a food supplement. Again, I don't know whether or not that's going to actually happen. Again, for the bug thing to happen is the price of bug food would have to be very inexpensive. And I guarantee you that if somebody can make really inexpensive food from bugs, that people will eat the food simply because it is very affordable. I think there are better avenues to do that with, like, genetically modifying crops and stuff like that instead of necessarily going to the eat bug thing. But it could be a little bit of both, to be honest. And again, the whole eating bug thing is, once again, in an idealized world where we're trying to conserve the limited resources we have, that we actually try to eat bugs as that. No, I haven't seen that. I have no idea what you're talking about, actually. I just have seen the World Economic thing, and, like, the first time I saw the quote, like, wait a second. And then I go and looked it up, and I read the whole, like, not just that snippet, the whole thing about it. And, like, again, it's a guy who's talking in a very idealized way, where he basically was like, not everybody needs to own a hammer. If you make a good hammer and you can share the hammer, then you only need you need fewer hammers, right? Because you can easily share the hammer. And, like, if you look at things from that perspective, it makes sense. I mean, you should know I am all for public transportation. Because the whole thing is, like, if you're trying to make it so that people get to work on time and you effectively want to mitigate as much risk from the system as possible, your goal would be to build a robust public transportation system. Because again, that means that if everybody could take public transportation to work, then basically, let me finish what I'm saying, Gail. Then you can make sure that people get to work on time. You can make sure that people don't have to worry about maintaining their cars. You know, you can reduce our dependence on foreign energy, right? Like a robust public transportation network should be more energy efficient than everybody purchasing energy to put into their cars, which is usually gasoline. And like you could set something up, and then again, a public transportation has the ability to make investments and stuff like, well, maybe we can do electric buses, and maybe we can set up the electric buses so that they can charge a certain way, and stuff like that. So there's it's easier to make large scale investments, right? And yeah, so of course I'm for public transportation and basically externalizing that. And it's not just public transportation. I'm more for, we need to rethink how our cities are built. Public transportation is incomparably more inefficient. Well, it is more efficient. I read what you were going to say, and I thought you were going to say the other thing, because everybody talks about how inefficient public transportation is. And public transportation is only inefficient because we have chosen to make it so that public transportation is inefficient. Like, you can... And again, but one of the tenets of this is, we also, like, it goes hand in hand with redesigning our cities, right? What we actually need to do is analyze where people are going, why they are going there, and why can't we make the thing they're going to closer to them so they don't have to travel as far? Yeah, I thought you were going to say the other thing when I was reading it. I didn't read the whole thing. I thought you were going to say the other thing. Because a lot of people like feel like, oh, well, you got to have a car because the car is faster. Like, it's more time efficient for you to have a car. And it's like, that's only because we have designed a society where public transportation is not a priority. And if you actually look back in history, we used to have robust public transportation. They were called the electric streetcars. They were actually electric too, which is insane, right? Electric streetcars. And what actually happened to the electric streetcars is they didn't have the right-of-way on the streets. So people with cars would like park and block the electric streetcars, and then the electric streetcars started running late, and then that led to like this chain reaction where now they're running late. Now fewer, it's called the death spiral of public transit, where fewer people use the transit, and then as fewer and fewer people use the transit, you make more and more cutbacks to the transit. And that's actually how, cars won. To me, one of the greatest tragedies of our lives that you don't know about is that the bicycle and the automobile were created like too close to one another. Had the bicycle been created like, I don't know, like let's say 50 years before the automobile, and we had a chance to build a society that was more built around bicycles, I don't think the car would have ever really taken off as well as it did. Because it wouldn't have been as necessary, because you already had the bicycle. And you had everything designed around the bicycle. Now, I'm sure there's a reality where I say that and it's absolutely wrong, but I do feel like we would have had a more fighting chance. Well, Bro, what actually happened is there was a city planners, and I believe it was in the 40s and 50s, and this was driven by the city planning was driven by, if I remember correctly. Let me finish what I'm saying, Gail. If I remember correctly, this was driven by President Ike, which President Ike was President Dwight Eisenhower. And Eisenhower's thing was why he thought roads and stuff were so important was because he did when he was in the military, he had to make a journey from like the East Coast to the West Coast. And of course, President Eisenhower, he was in office, I want to say it was 48 to 52, I want to say, or was it 49 to 52? I'm not 100% sure. But it was like in the 50s that I don't remember. He was after Truman, so it might have been 52 to... Hey, Clasher, how you doing? It might have been 52 to... or 53 to 57, I'm not sure. But, he really drove that the importance was roads, and the importance was cars, and the importance was building out the highway system. It's sort of wild to see that he was a Republican that was so in favor of building out like huge public infrastructure that we all benefit from today. Because he basically signed into law the interstate highway system, which obviously that's a huge thing. But yeah. But the building of the interstate highway system is where basically codified by law that the U.S. had decided that personal car ownership was the transit to go to. Now again, we're going to have this question come up again as autonomous cars get better, right? Because one of the things with autonomous cars is if you can use a robo-taxi whenever you want, you don't have to own a car anymore, you can externalize that. How does society change around that? And that's a question I don't know the answer to. I still think we are avoiding the question which I proposed previously, which is how can we build our cities to be more economical so transit isn't as mandatory? How are they a massive scam, Fuzzy? Like, Waymo operates right now as a robo-taxi. How are they scamming people? As far as I know, you take the robo-taxi and you pay per use. It depends, Sumbro, because theoretically it could be cheaper, right? Like one of the things that Uber did was make using a car like that cheaper. When you say they, Fuzzy, who testified under oath that? Because again, there's more than one company doing this, and so it depends which company. Because there very well could be a company, okay. Waymo's chief of safety officer disclosed Wednesday that some of the remote operators who assisted self-driving vehicles in navigating difficult scenarios are based in the Philippines. They provide guidance. They do not remotely drive the vehicles. It's not, it actually isn't tough to achieve. Fully autonomous transportation is tough to achieve when you have to contend with non-fully autonomous transportation. I am very aware, Gale, that I need to get going. It's, to me, Sunbro, the complication is more, we are not willing to invest in the infrastructure to make fully autonomous transportation better. I feel like there's certain infrastructure investments that we could make to make it a lot more feasible. So, for example, in the 1980s, how strong? Wait, why are my modules so strong? Like, I don't think they're. I mean, you have to remember, I grabbed 3 of them from the banner clasher, and then obviously I don't have this one. It's only a tall order because we have not elected to make it, you know. You know, so for example, I want to say it was in the Netherlands. I'm not sure if it was in the Netherlands. It used to be like on the docks, they had autonomous transportation in the 1980s that would automatically take the containers from one place to another place. It wasn't the kind of AI that we use today. It was a drive-by-wire system, so basically the vehicle would would follow a wire embedded in the ground, and they would use that to automate moving the shipping containers around on the docks, right? And because it was a fully autonomous system, it was very easy to do that, right? Now, obviously, you're going to be like, well, it's a short distance, blah, 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 blah. But my point is, there's no reason we couldn't scale a system like that up. Wait, really, Clasher? Wow, okay. But really, to me, there's no reason we couldn't scale a system like that up and implement something like that. But it was a follow-by-wire system. It's not the AI you're thinking of. It was a program that was designed to... And you can sort of actually do the same thing with ground-penetrating radar, by the way. But it was basically, it would follow the wire that was embedded in the ground, so it would never go into the sea because it would just follow the wire. It'd be close to something like a subway or an electric streetcar or something like that. It would basically be closer to something like an electric streetcar, which would basically be a car without a driver that just follows a track, right? Or a train, but not really a train. Trains are kind of bigger. But that was the early implementation. So it's entirely doable. It's just a question of our will on whether or not to do it. And the problem is, as soon as you do something like this, like for example, I found out in a city I used to live in, they had a 3-lane road, or it was a 6-lane road, three lanes each way. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I really agree with Uber's pricing model, which Uber's pricing model is to maximize, you know, how much money and things it can charge at a given time. But unfortunately, there's no law against that, so it's legally they're right. Yeah, but autonomous is always better than having a person, right? So it's hard for me to say that that's a scam, Fuzzy, because it's hard to say like how often the remote drivers are giving guidance. So I think it's totally acceptable to have remote human guidance for extreme scenarios. But I think a lot of people that are overselling it depends on how many interventions are happening where it's not autonomous. And even still, having remote drivers give guidance to a car, we don't know that, Fuzzy. Just because they have extreme situations where remote guidance is given does not mean that the system is underperforming. It depends on how many interventions, you know. Without knowing how many interventions, you can't say that. If it's one intervention of every 1,000 miles, I think that's fine. I would say even one intervention every 100 miles is probably fine. If it's one intervention every 10 feet, yeah, that's underperforming and that's a problem. I mean, but I'm trying to see if they say a number. Because they don't say a number like interventions. Because that's the real metric that says whether the system... I'm going to go put my shoes on. That's the real metric that says whether the system is working or not, is how many interventions. How many interventions is it per X number of miles? And again, and you could even say trips instead of miles, right? Because if you have to intervene on every trip, that's not good, right? But it's like Amazon would be underperforming if every order Amazon fulfilled, you went and complained about the order because you got the wrong thing, right? Like, that's not sustainable for every order Amazon fulfills for you to go reach out to customer support and say, hey, you did my order wrong, right? Like, Amazon would have folded. I hope we can all agree on that. But there's a percentage of orders where it's acceptable to have people reach out, gems, about the order. I don't know. And unfortunately, based on this, we don't have enough information on what that scenario is. Well, we're not going to I don't know that we're going to UA, Gale. Alright, so I'm getting my shoes on and then I'm going to go. Because, I definitely need to go now. I mean, Uber's gamble was just that they couldn't get to autonomy fast enough. So that's why they switched to the different pricing model, right? Basically, and to be fair, Rubber, Uber always had the demand side pricing model, where like that was surge pricing. All right, Gail, we're gonna find out. Don't spoil it, Gail. Alright guys, but I am going to go. This is actually a fun conversation. I always like talking about stuff like this, especially because I'm a pretty pro-technologist kind of guy. But I do need to go so I can do the idle stream later. So, excuse me, once again, as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to say something in the comments. I do always look forward to your questions. And as always, thank you again. And I hope you have a great day. Good night, everybody, and happy farming. And I will see you in a bit for the Idle Slayer stream.